predictive validity with the grade in English. So, pag sinabing predictive validity, so it refers to how will a test or assessment predicts future performance. In the context of English language learning, predictive validity with a grade in English means how accurately a particular assessment, like a placement test or a diagnostic test, can predict a student's final grade in English course. So, for example, let's say a school develop a new English placement test to determine which level, for beginner, for intermediate and advanced, a student should be placed in. To assess the test predictive validity, they administer the test to a large group of incoming students at the start of the academic year. Then, at the end of the year, they compare the student score on the placement test to their final grades in their respective English course. So, if student who scored high on the placement test generally receive high grades in their English courses or subject, and student who scored low in the placement test generally receive low grades. The test demonstrate high predictive validity. This means the test is a good predictor of future performance in English. So, if there is no clear relationship between placement, test scores, and final grades, or some high scoring student get low grades and vice versa, so the test have low predictive validity. This suggests that the test is not a reliable indicator for future success in the course. In conclusion, a test with the high predictive validity accurately predicts a student's future performance in an English class based on their initial assessment score. So, a low predictive validity suggests that the test is not a reliable measure for predicting future performance. Convergent validity between words with single and two stresses. So, this activity likely focuses on determining the consistency of measurements. Validity with comparing words with one stress to words with two stresses. So, this could be related to pronunciation, accentuation, or other linguistic aspect. So the example of convergent validity is standardized English pronunciation test. So dito, if the new test is measuring the same construct as a well-established pronunciation test, we would expect a positive correlation between the scores. So, pangalawang example, measure of phonological awareness. So, phonological awareness involves the ability to identify and manipulate individual sounds in words. Since distinguishing between single and two stresses involves a similar skill, we would expect the positive correlation here as well. So, pangatlong example of convergent validity is measure of auditory processing. Auditory processing skill is essential for understanding and interpreting spoken language. If the new test is assessing auditory processing skills related to stress, we would expect a positive correlation. So that's all.